Welcome, welcome, welcome to an evening edition of Our Take. Just want to say welcome to everyone for joining. Welcome, welcome. I know it's late in the evening. Hey, Torrence. Got my
How you doing?
co-host Torrence with me today. Kenny, he's out today. He won't be in today, but hey, we'll get with him next week. He has something to do this weekend. But we got Mr. Torrence Thompson. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. I survived tax-free weekend with the family and school shopping. So now I got
That's a
three more of
win.
them to go.
That's a
Three
win.
more, three more of
Yeah,
those.
three
So,
more to go. Good
three
gracious.
more,
Well,
three more of them.
good luck
Mm.
with that. Well, we have an action-packed evening. We're going to have a little Olympic edition. Just because Olympics just ended. Basically, today it was a lot that went on this week. So we want to go ahead and just dive right on in. We're going to dive right on in. So let's see. How did you like the Olympics, the ceremony? Did you get to see it, Torrance? Did you get to see the ceremony?
Are we talking the opening or the closing?
The
What are
closing.
we
They
talking
just
about?
did the closing today.
I saw parts of it. I don't get the entertainment part of the closing part. I'm like, if I was an Olympic person, I'm like, I'm ready to go home. Unless my
Right.
event was right before it, I'm out. So me watching it myself is like, but I did enjoy watching
Yeah.
the handoff to USA in Los Angeles, and I get
Are
to
you
see
going?
her
Are you
perform, and
going?
and I saw Snoop. My friends just literally texted me 5 minutes ago and said, "Listen, 4 years ago I want to go to four years from now I want to go to LA." I'm like, all I said was, "Which plane we taking?" That's all I'm saying. Let's go. If I'm
Well,
not asking any
I
questions, which,
mean,
which plane we taking?
let's get it. So I'm really wanting to go. I really do want to go. I'm honestly thinking about going. Me and Brandy talked about it a little bit. I'm gonna plan on. I'm thinking about planning on going. I really do think so. It's only in LA. I mean,
It's
I'm
home.
just saying
When,
it's
when's,
home. When will this ever
when's the
happen
last time it
again?
was here?
When will it
When was it?
ever? Never.
Was it Atlanta in '96 the last time we had it on home
Yeah,
soil?
I
That
was
it?
actually in college the last time I was in the United States, and I do recall. What did they have, like a bomb or something that kind of
Yep,
blew up?
yep. That's what
So
it was.
a bomb blew up and all that good stuff. And I think I was home that summer. I remember being up late, just because we had to be up a little bit late. So definitely wanted to. I want to watch it. I actually want to see it live because I don't know when it'll ever come back to the United States. Because I'm sure we're going to do something to mess it up where it will never, ever be back. So we'll see.
Oh, and plus, I'm not 20 years old anymore. So, how many other shots I'm going to be having to catch these Olympic Games is what I'm saying
And
in my
honestly,
lifetime.
if we don't start saving now, we ain't gonna be able to afford that.
Oh,
We don't got no parties
oh.
for us. I'm I'm just saying. I'm just saying. The way my
How did
bank
you
account
like
set up.
the How did you like the closing ceremonies?
I mean, the closing ceremony was really good. It was, a lot going on. Took a long time for them to get out there. I really did like the when they did the rings and took it up to the sky. So that was pretty much about all I watched of it. Honestly, I know it is some NFL games on, so definitely everybody's watching. The NFL. They don't want to, got the preseason on, so take your pick. But I watched a little bit, just a little bit. But like I said, I did watch them float up in the sky. I thought that was pretty cool. So um, hopefully people, watched it and enjoyed it. It's over now.
I watched again. I watched just a tad bit, and because my team played on Friday, so I was good. I didn't have to really watch any more preseason just unless
I didn't
just
watch
enjoy
any.
football.
I really didn't get to watch any preseason. I've been busy, but I don't really care for preseason. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm ready for the game. I'm ready for when it
I'll say
counts. That's
say
it.
one thing for you. Your rookie quarterback looked pretty good. Bo Nix, he looked
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
good when I
But I
watched a little
mean,
bit of it. So
I told you that he was gonna be all right. Nobody believed me, but he's gonna be all
he's
right. But
42 years old. Why wouldn't he be ready? He's 42. He's been in college for 72 years. Why not?
I'm not even gonna get with you with that today. Next week we're gonna be all NFL,
All in
all
that.
NFL. So I'm gonna let you have your time right now. Do what you got to do.
My fault.
But
My fault.
I'm not even. I ain't even doing it with you. But we're gonna move right on in. I just want to see what the medal count. We talked about that. When we first started out, I think we had a medal count we wanted to know. How's the medal count going to be? So let's see. How did we end up? We had 40. We tied with China. Is that China? Yeah, China. We tied with China.
Yes.
So, and it was a prediction that the U.S. was going to have more silver. For what I don't know who did the numbers. Don't really care. But they were right because we had more
Correct.
silver. So definitely, uh, that 40. We would have had 41, and Shakari had a one goal. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. That's good.
Well,
Yeah. What we
well,
would have had 42 if the relay team had done their job. But we'll talk about that later. Um, what you feel
well.
about the medal count, Torrence?
First, overall, we won. I
Okay.
think we took 450,000 athletes over there too. So let's think about that. We did take all
from
the athletes
from
over there.
every
So
nation, but
exactly. So then we like I said, 126 total. We tied China, and we buried everybody else in the other counts, silver and bronze. So I'm excited. I'm happy. You know,
oh my
United
goodness.
States, we took over track. China took over diving, which okay, I see that because I'm not jumping on that board. That's not what I would do. So
I'm looking for the
overall, the count was
calculator.
exactly what I expect. And
You got a
exactly what I
calculator?
expected it to be.
You got a
Do
calculator?
I?
I need to know
Of
how
course
much
I
money.
do.
How much money did we divvy out? 40. What's that? 38 for 38 grand.
Let's see. We
Well,
got
go. Did we even
40,000. 40 times
You gonna
38.
no? It was 38 times. Yeah, 40. 40. Go ahead. 40 times
40
38.
times 30, 38,000. Let's see.
We need to know. We
Okay.
need to know. We want to know how much they're gonna pay out.
1,520,000. Or
Any of
one
those
million five hundred
athletes
two
could
hundred
have
thousand.
paid. LeBron could have paid everybody. But anyway, I just wanted to know. Continue on. Sorry about that. Just needed to know how much we've got paid
That's,
out.
that's LeBron's snack money. That's snack money right there. And remember, he gets a part of that 38,000. So he was one of the ones who got the gold. But
Exactly.
I
So
think me and Jennifer, my wife, was talking about that. We were talking about that number and still, and as I was saying the first time we had this conversation, it's not about the basketball players. It's not about most of the track players. It's about the wrestlers. It's about the shot put people. It's most about people, those people
well, I'm
who
glad you brought
not gonna
that
make money.
up.
These other people gonna make some advertising money. They gonna get paid. You can see as soon as they won them commercials popped off. As soon as it was over, they go commercials popped
But
off. It's just the other people and what they're going to do. So that's my question.
well, I'm glad you brought up shot put. It reminded me of a lady who actually they were interviewing. I know there was a little controversy about them not letting people in to practice. And it was a Jamaican lady. I think she did shot put, and she was fussing. I mean, she was upset. Like, I'm never coming back. I'm done with the Olympics. Her coach couldn't get in to the village. I think Shakari and someone else, one of the Jamaican players who runners who dropped out, they couldn't get in. It was a problem with that, not letting them in so they could actually just practice right before the race. So it was kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I know it was a lot of hiccups over there with Paris. So definitely, and then Shakar didn't get gold. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it because she did not get to go in and warm up. There was a problem at the gate. It was some stuff like that. But I did see a lot of Jamaicans fussing about it for field events rather. So I don't know.
I
Paris
think we're
did a
going
good
to.
job, but they got some hiccups.
I
So
think we're going to hear in a few weeks from Jamaica. I think they had some boycotting going on because even and we'll talk about it later, 4x400 with the ladies that
yeah.
US won. Jamaicans stopped in the middle of the race. If you paid attention, they literally just stopped running. It was like
I
we're
figured
done with
she had
this
a.
in
I
the middle
thought
of the
maybe
race.
she pulled a hamstring, but you know what? They never really came back and said anything. But we'll get to them. We'll get to that race. We will get
We
to
definitely
that
get to that.
race.
So
But we want to move right on along from that good old medal count. Let's see. We're gonna move on to basketball, basically. Yeah, we wanted to know were they gonna win? Was we talked about this on our very first show? Were they going to win? Could the United States pull this out? Um, I don't remember what your vote was. I don't remember what Kenny's was either, but I think we all said yes. We hope they win. We're rooting for them definitely, but could have been a challenge, and it looked like it was. What's your take on yesterday?
Well, France, the championship game. Well, I'll get to that. Challenge was the team before that, and they beat them 2 or 3 times before that. So, what do you think they would know how to play you by the time if you beat me 3 times? By that time, I'm gonna make it close. So I'm like, if I know you may beat me because you still got the talent to do so, but that's why it was such a good game in that semifinal and
Yeah,
how
it
as
was.
close
It
it
was.
was, and what made me laugh is that dude doing the mellow thing that Mello does, and
Right?
then all of a
That
sudden
was so
after he did that,
disrespectful.
they
I'm
sat there.
trying
Mello
to.
was like, "That was so disrespectful." And as soon as the game ended, he was the first one to cry. You can't cry. You were celebrating 2 minutes ago. You can't cry when it's over. Cut that out. But now, exactly, cut that out. But then you come against France. Now you got the home country. You got the new phenom, the dude who's about to take over the NBA. What's about to happen? And they were ready for him. But talent wise, 4 MVPs on the floor at one time. You can't. I mean, you can't beat that.
No,
Greatest
you can't.
players in the world, and then of course, you got that one dude who saved them in this situation. LeBron was carrying it the most of it. Then Durant came and did his thing.
Yeah, Durant. If it hadn't been for Durant, I'm gonna have to stop you there. Don't do it. I'm not a LeBron fan. If you don't know, there
I
it is.
know,
I
I
do
know, but
appreciate
you,
LeBron, but he could not carry. Who got us to this game? Who got us to the championship? He could not do it. He couldn't stand for the moment,
uh,
which happens
to,
sometimes. He is a clutch player, but KD. If it hadn't been for KD, I'm talking about not. I'm not talking about the championship game. I'm talking about when they played Serbia or wherever night
Serbia.
before. KD came in pretty clutch. And that's all I know. I don't know what's going on with some of the other players. We'll talk about that a little bit later too. But LeBron, he did to be 39 years old. I will give him his kudos. LeBron did his, minimum thing, what he needed to do for us, setting a standard, showing the young boys, all that good stuff. But he ain't want no game winner or nothing, So
But he did put up a triple double, so you making everybody else do that. He did do that,
he
so
did, he
that's why he
did,
won the MVP of the Olympics, in which they only
did,
started that
did.
last Olympics. I've
I
never
was
heard
gonna
of an
say,
MVP until the
yeah.
last one. They just
Are you
started that.
kidding me? So
Now,
whatever.
championship game is nothing better than the chef right there in that scenario. That's all I'm
Well,
going to say about that.
and you're right. I'm here for you on. He put him to sleep night night. He put him to sleep. He put him to sleep. So and the thing is, I was so happy, so happy for Steph because this is first off, this was his first and only Olympics, which I was kind of a little shocked, but but he did get his opportunity. He took advantage of his opportunity, and he did have about 5 turnovers in the first half. I was looking a little crazy for a second, but he got that under wraps. He tends to do that from time to time. But on this level, I'm just glad he got his chance. He is getting a little older. He's having his kids. I don't foresee. I think he's going to retire honestly before the next Olympics. That's just my personal opinion. Just because he keep having kids, I mean, what else can he do? I mean, what else? What else is left for him to do in the NBA? You got enough money, generational, going to sit down. But I honestly, and I really think that's why it meant so much to him because he knows this could be his only chance to go to the Olympics. What you think?
I agree with that. I strongly agree. This is going to be his only. I'm thinking about it. This is going to be the end for a lot of people. Um,
Yeah,
this was his shot. He did it, and he performed on the biggest stage. I Not the thing about him. I don't know if he's gonna make another Olympic team, but I don't know if the retirement thing is because shooter can always shoot. I mean, he may not have to be the point guard no more. He can become a two guard eventually in the last when he gets older, and just all he got to
I mean
spot
he
up and shoot
could.
because a shooter can always shoot.
That
That's,
he
so,
could go really a long way and be that person somebody need to win that championship. But
but you're right. The Olympics is it for him, and I think this is the last one for LeBron because
I don't
what
know.
can
He
else
might.
do?
I don't know. He might come back. You never know with that dude. I don't know.
And KD has played in 4 Olympics already. That's correct. I think he's played in 3 or 4 already. So,
If he comes
I
back,
mean,
he's
my
gonna be fully
gosh.
bald. That spot in the top, he's gonna be fully bald. He might try to do it
But
because it's gonna be in the United States. I can imagine that's one of the biggest reasons I think LeBron will actually do it again. It's gonna be in LA. Are you kidding me? I mean, and if he crazy, and I promise, I think he could retire and still play for the Olympics. He could say call it
that's
quits
what
the
Magic
NBA,
did.
and exactly, so he could still play in the Olympics and not be in the NBA. So I can't imagine the Olympics coming to LA and LeBron not play.
Imagine, imagine this. Put the picture. LeBron, a player coach, 2028. You know, and I know, we were all looking at this. And that championship game, and nobody looked at Steve Kerr. There was no Steve Kerr coaching whatsoever. Even KD, after they won, interviewed, he said,
Mm.
wasn't really running the plays. We were running out, running through each other. We were playing off each other. They even ran plays from Carmelo, who was sitting there, told him to run that ISO for
Like,
Steph. For real?
right? Okay,
For
okay.
real?
I didn't think of it in that manner. I mean, I can see that, and the only reason I can is because they hired JJ Redick. He gets what he wants. He should. He's not eligible to be a coach for the USA, Olympic team. But I can imagine. I wouldn't count it out, but eh,
I mean,
I'm
think about it.
hoping.
That's a way he can still play if he wants to. They're going to pick the team around him. He's not going to be able to pick the team, which is fine. And then, of course, these younger dudes who made the team that might not have played as much, but we may talk about it further later. But they might not have.
Yeah,
But this is the changing of the guard. What we saw is these older dudes took over this one, and it's their last hurrah.
yeah,
And these dudes getting Olympic experience. Ant-Man, Olympic experience. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? He's going to be there for the next 2 or 3 more.
yeah.
You know,
Exactly. Yeah,
Halliburton may not have played much. He gonna be there. Now Tatum, they complain about Tatum not playing. Tatum's a young dude. He gonna be there for a couple more. So you can see who's going to be the next generation of
yeah.
the men's basketball Olympic squad. Now they better bring Brown and they can keep White, but if they don't bring Brown from that, I don't know what that's gonna be about. But
Yeah.
you can see the direction it's going.
Exactly, and I think it is a good handoff, kind of, if they willing to retire and go on into the sunset, And speaking of that, I had to show Chef Curry's night shot. That's just a beautiful, absolute picture. But in Wembley, what you got on?
Ooh.
Man, listen, that boy played his heart out. Do you understand me? He left everything. He was 2 shades lighter when the game was over. Okay, he lost all kind of melody. We already he was duffel. His nose, he looked like Rudolph. I felt absolutely horrible for that kid because he really did, and he stood his ground with these old heads. But good gracious, I can't imagine what he's gonna be.
I'm amazed and I'm surprised how many NBA players were on that French team first. I'm going to say that. I looked at it and I'm like, oh, I know this guy, and I know this guy. Oh, he's French too? It's amazing. But you can see the future of basketball trying to block a shot right there, that picture you got up there. That is
Exactly,
the future of basketball right there.
boy.
And he put on a show, and he waited till playing against the best player in the country to play his best game. You know? And think about it. They had the defensive player of the year sitting on the bench. That dude didn't even he didn't get in the game. You had that dude because he plays defense. He's not much of an offensive player, and you need offense. But Liana,
That kid, yeah,
I
he played his tail off shooting threes. I watched him evolve from the NBA to this. I can't even imagine what he's gonna look like when he get back, and the confidence that he actually got playing in this tournament. So, well, not so much tournament, the Olympics, for God's sake. So, hats off to that kid. I'm ready to watch him. I'm pretty excited, to see him play. So we're gonna see how that work out for him.
I'm gonna have to go buy me one of those Spurs jerseys now. I'm not a fan, but I'm gonna have to go grab me one of the
I
number
and
one Spurs jerseys.
But they play too late. Out here, they always go on at 10 o'clock. I know y'all don't watch the Spurs on the East Coast. All my East Coast people, you are not watching the Spurs just because they play so late. I don't know why. I don't know, but I'm gonna try to catch a couple games this year, and we're gonna see what happens. But we're gonna
Or
move.
we'll wait till they play the Mavericks and they come down here so we can catch it when they play. That way you
Yeah,
get to see the game.
I
That's how
haven't
you
been
do
to
it.
a
Same
Mavs
time.
game since COVID. I went to the last game. Like I went to a Mavs game and the world shut down 3 days later. So, literally, that was my only
Wow.
Mavs game since I've moved to Texas. So, but I had a ball. Trust and believe. Kenny, Felipe, it was a bunch of us. But anyway, we're gonna move right along to the most Olympic points ever. Mr. KD, Kevin Durant, and he even got a haircut for it. Let me tell you, he got
But then he
man.
combed his beard. He
Well,
kind of got the
you
haircut. Then he
can't get
combed the beard though.
it. Now you can't get every dang gum thing. Come on, Torrance. You can't get everything. Are
Nah,
you serious?
nah,
But he did get a haircut for the championship game, and I thought it was just due to he's the scoring lead. He's leading. He got the most points, so he
nah,
deserved
he
a
does
haircut.
have the most points in the Olympic history. So if that's what it takes to get him a haircut, what do we got to do for him to get a shave? Because he won two MVPs in the finals and two championships, and he
Look,
didn't get a haircut or a shave. So I
I'm
don't
just
know what
trying to
it's
get.
going to take.
I, I don't know.
If, and for a man to love his mama that much, what's going on? I
Hey,
mean,
no hate on
dude,
that.
mama
Ain't
ain't tell
nothing
you you need to
wrong.
cut that.
Ain't
And
nothing.
mama ain't tell me you need to shave that up a little bit.
She may have told him, but
So
y'all don't always listen. Trust and believe. He can be a mama's boy, but
uh,
y'all don't
that,
always
that
listen. But
no, that's true. But
I
I'm
ain't
going to
gonna.
say this: I didn't think he was going. Before the build up when this first started, he was injured, wasn't playing, wasn't practicing, wasn't doing much. I was like, okay, he's going to be what I thought. What comparing it to what Bird was in '92. Bird was still Larry Bird, but he had that back issue then, and he would come in, throw up a couple of shots, and lay across the floor because that's all he could do at that time, end of his career. I'm thinking Durant was going to be the same thing in this run, but he
No,
came in and he saved these boys bacon several times, and he
he
became the
did.
all-time Olympic scorer, and he does it effortlessly, and he's unstoppable when it comes. There's nothing that can compare to Durant when he wants to play.
And
We
he
saw
did it
that in
besides
the
y'all
NBA,
goat.
and we see it in the international.
And he did it right beside y'all's goat.
Okay,
that's, that's, sorry.
my goat retired years ago, but we ain't gonna talk about that. But what I'm
Just
saying is
just saying.
he did it beside the LeBron, but he also did it
Yes.
beside Curry. So I
Well, this
mean,
was Curry first. Look, Curry did what he had to do. He didn't. The moment did not take too much for him. So he did what he had to do, and this is his first one, and probably his only one. So I'm just jabbing at LeBron. He did his thing, whatever. But no, honestly, kudos to Kevin Durant. I love Kev. I really liked him when he was over at when he was with Oklahoma when he first came out. I love that first little trio, Harden, him, and Westbrook. I hated it when they broke up, but Harden didn't want to sit on that bench, so he got
I
tired of being the sixth man.
why would he?
He didn't
You know,
deserve it, but it was a great chemistry. They could have did a lot more there, but I've been a fan since those days. But he's jumped around a little bit, few injuries, but KD is KD.
KD
So
is KD, one of the greatest on. I've never seen anything like it. The thing I think would be
mm-mm.
closest would be to it would be Iceman Gervin. Some of that tall and that nigga and that kind of thing. I'm old. Sorry, people. For people who don't know
Okay,
Iceman, my fault. My fault.
yo.
That's the closest I think. If he ever learned how to finger roll, oh, it's over.
Man, you can't teach old dogs new tricks now. If it ain't in this package already, he don't need it. He good. He ain't.
He good.
No,
I
he good.
agree. So
So no, he's good. But shout out to
shout out to
KD.
KD.
Congratulations. And let's move right on along. Oh boy. I, I mean, we'll see. What had happened was
Hmm.
the picture I seen. It was on like from the Serbia game, but I thought I was gonna cut that little part off. But what did it matter? It was 0 points every damn game, damn near. I think they let my boy play 45 seconds the other yesterday. I don't understand. I understand Halliburton. I understand that. I think did he deserve to be there? Were there some other rookies that could have been there over him that could have contributed? Probably. I don't know. I don't really have any names to throw out. So, but if I thought about it enough, I think I probably could find one or two. But I understand, his this not playing, and but he was like on the sideline. He was their biggest cheerleader ever over there. He learned so much. Let's hope he fulfills his NBA career to where he can be with the Olympic team again. Um, I think he's awesome. I think he's great, and I think he'll be prolific. But the biggest thing is Tatum. What happened? Ain't no behind the scenes story. Like somebody tell me something. Anybody out here watching know anything that happened? Y'all heard anything?
I didn't hear anything behind it, but I'm going to. Let me set this up. I love Tatum and I love his game, and shout out to his fiance and his wife Ella May. I love her music too. But let's shut that out quickly. What I'm going to say this about Tatum is this:
Mm,
who would you replace on that court at the time to put him in at that moment? I mean, tell me
Nobody.
who are you taking? KD? Are you taking LeBron? Are you gonna take Steph out? You go to who are Bede was down there.
No.
Who and where are you going to put him? Now, if I was a Boston fan, I would be mad on one side that my man didn't get his playing time. I would be PO. With Boston, we celebrate, we just come up the champion. How you not let a champion play in the Olympics? On the other side, my player got some rest. So he could be fresh for the new season to win me a championship. I'm like,
I
okay,
mean,
he
come
gets
on.
the
It's a
gold
long
medal.
time. It's a long time between this Olympics ending
No,
and the NBA season.
actually, no, because basketball season starts in
I
October. It
mean,
is now
2
August.
weeks.
You got 1 month.
Okay.
You got literally 1 month to get. So he actually got the rest that a lot of the other players have to do, and he'll come in ready and fresh and with the gold medal. So I don't see a problem if he's smiling with the gold medal, got his few minutes in, he got out of it healthy, and you're the future face of
He
Olympic
is.
basketball.
I get
What
it.
did
And
what did you lose in that
he
transaction?
didn't lose anything. And he got his $38,000. He gonna buy his baby some diapers for the rest of the year, the newborn. But they
Now,
killing me on that
now
price.
if
But
they did not win the gold medal and I didn't play, there is a different
I
conversation we would be having right now.
I understand what you're saying. I totally agree with what you're saying. But I think it's just really disrespectful when he just came off of being an NBA championship. They just won an NBA championship like less than a month ago. Like let's remember that. No, he didn't win MVP. And I don't think Jalen Brown was even coming to the to the Olympics. I don't think it was an option. But he should. I'd have loved to see him out there, but
Yes.
he wasn't. That wasn't gonna happen. Uh, but I think it was a slap in the face. I thought it was disrespectful. I thought it was hurtful to his brand. He was right next door to being MVP, of the NBA Finals. So just for him coming off an NBA championship, come on the team, and you barely get any minutes. I get it. He can come in as a reserve. They ain't really have any blowout games like that, so they could just throw him in. But even when they did have a comfortable lead, which was barely, I understand why they didn't use him, but I just thought it was disrespectful. Why have him on the team if that's the case?
Here's let's go back, and this is for our old heads who are here. What happened when the '92 team didn't have Ewing playing? What happens when the '92 didn't have Chris Mullin playing? When you had John Stockton and these three are the greatest players that they were sitting on the bench. We're not going to talk about Christian Laettner. We're not going to even ever have that conversation. Even though he's a
That
Hall of
was
Famer,
that was
college Hall
that
of
was
Famer,
just
great
for
player
that
too.
was for money. That was just for the publicity. The same way they wanted to do Caitlin Clark, but they didn't put her on the team. And honestly, look, nephew on here, he is exactly right. He said KD and Steph and LeBron have earned their stripes. His time will come. He's saying it right now, just saying his time, and I can see that.
I,
I can
and
see
I
that.
agree. I 100% agree with that. He is the next step. We like I said, Halliburton, Tatum, who else didn't play that? Whoever did was on that bench who didn't play
It
that
wasn't a
much.
lot that didn't
That's the
play
next
over
step.
these two. That's all I'm saying.
But did you
Shit.
see that picture of Halliburton? Halliburton had his gold medal, and I think it was something like you were part of that the team project,
And
and
you
you
get
still
that
get an
A.
A. Didn't have to do
And didn't
anything
do
and still
nothing.
get an
Didn't
A.
do nothing. Then he got $38,000.
Listen, I'm with that.
He got it. He
Put
got
me on the bench
paid.
for 30. Y'all done saw me smiling
Put
with
me in,
with
coach.
my uniform on, chilling.
I
Put me
mean,
in. No, I'm good.
I just thought it was disrespectful, but just a little pause. Demario Houston on here. My nephew, Mr. CFL himself, Mr. Closer, Mr. Game Closer. I told y'all, I think I posted on our page. Y'all watched the game. No, if you didn't watch it, you missed the interception. Just trying to tell you, ball game. Please go back and check it out. He will be on shortly and soon. For some reason, I didn't get that phone call, but since he was flying from Toronto and all that good stuff, I'm gonna let him be. But shout out to nephew. So definitely, y'all check him out. But you do have a good point. It ain't his time. It ain't his time. But I just thought it was a
All I'm
slap
gonna
in the
ask
face.
is, I'm gonna ask next time you talk to nephew, ask him if he gonna try to lead the league in interceptions. He did it last year.
Oh,
He got to
he got
top that. He
four.
can't do it one time.
He got
He
four
got to do it again.
already. It got four
You know what I'm saying?
already. We
All
mid
right, we gonna
season,
see.
baby. And then honestly, he actually had an injury and missed I think 2 games and maybe about a week. So we don't
Shout out.
he gonna
Much
don't worry
respect.
about
Shout
it.
out so far.
Much respect. Y'all better know. Y'all better know. Dr. Miriam Houston. All right. So we're gonna move right along. I ain't gonna keep fussing about these 0 minute guys on here. So definitely good luck to them. He ain't winning no championship. I'm telling you, I'm calling the Mavs. Calling the Mavs. Clay Thompson is gonna get his light skinned boy shot back. I'm trying to tell you, we're gonna get the splash brother Clay. That's what we get, and we're gonna get the Brooklyn Dinwiddie. And we already. I heard. Look, I got inside track.
What's that?
Doncic is at defensive camp. They got Luca in defensive camp, so that's why we ain't seen him on the news. He ain't been nowhere in public. You understand me? At Walmart, nothing. Ain't nobody spotted him. Yeah, he at defensive camp somewhere. Yeah.
Shout out,
So
Mr. Nephew. I see you out there talking about you gonna get your crown back. I see it. Shout out to
look,
you.
he gonna keep that crown. You better know it. So but yeah, I don't know what that
No doubt.
Derr done. But yeah, Doncic he at defensive camp, so we're gonna win. We're gonna beat the Celtics this year. I do see it coming.
Must have been. Or did his country not even come to the Olympics? Didn't they not qualify, or did he not play? I didn't hear his name
I don't
anywhere.
know.
So,
Anybody know
so
what happened
it,
to Croatia? Right, Croatia.
did they not make it
Did
wherever he
they not
was?
make it
I
through the
didn't see him.
pool? Or did they have a pool game?
They have to have a pool to get in
Yes,
there,
they did a
and they
pool.
must not have
Did
made it.
I did not even think nothing about that. We
See,
got
so
caught
he must
slipping
be a
this
camp.
week. We got caught.
He,
He gotta be in camp.
he must be pregnant. He can't be enough. That's all
He
right.
at defensive camp. I'm trying to. He better be at defensive camp. Shit, Mark Cuban,
Or, or,
get your shit
or y'all just
right.
start scoring 150 a game. You don't have to play defense. That's all. If you score 150 a game, don't play no defense. That's true. That's what's gonna happen. I mean, you got some scorers now. You got some shooters out there. I don't
150
know how we.
points. Okay.
I don't know how we got the sidetrack with these Mavs that ain't gonna do that. But
I'm
again, I'm
sorry.
gonna be
I'm
quiet.
sorry. I was
My
trying to
fault. My
leave.
fault.
I was trying to leave them Celtics up there. Okay. All right, guys. Let's move right on along. Oh boy, the women. I mean, they just
Mm,
got
mm,
they
mm, mm.
the eighth. I'm gonna go ahead. I know this is your heart, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you
Woo.
go ahead.
Now, I don't know if this is my heart, but listen, I'm going to first shout out France. I'm going to shout those women out from France because everybody in this
Mm.
country, their heart was in their pockets this morning.
It was too early for this. I
So,
first off, I was mad because it was too early. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I ain't wake up to like almost halftime. I'm like, oh, they playing right now. So I should have set my alarm, but yeah, go right ahead. Go right ahead. I
so
can't.
first, I want to shout out to them and Gabby from Connecticut. I knew you disappeared. I was like, I saw you in the league a couple of years ago and last year, but then I listened to
Nah,
the
she
game and
gone.
it was like this whole team decided to stay in France and stay together to get a chance to win the gold medal in France. That's awesome. That's something us Americans will never do. We will never
Well,
do
she
that.
did get some cost
So
benefits out of that because she played international over there and they make more money
Correct.
over there. So it was a plus benefit to her to stay over there and play. I personally still have that little, where you born. Um, she was born here. She was not born in France. Her mother was. So she was able to play for them because of that. So I'm like, ain't she mad? You can't did her wrong, ain't pay that scholarship. I'm like, I mean, she mad at the W. I could say YMB they ain't playing for France. So I mean, to each his own.
Think about it this way, though. Look at her, and she's a very good player, but she had no shot to be on that American team. She had no shot. So why wouldn't you play? Listen, if I got an inch of Dominican in me, and I know I ain't gonna make
Mm,
the American squad, I'm playing for the Dominican. I'm
mm,
playing for South Sudan. I'm going to be an Olympian somewhere else if my family members, because I knew and she knew. No disrespect to her. She
you
wouldn't have made
right.
this squad.
You right. I
So
promise
so
you,
she
I didn't
lucky
even
mom had a
think
little
of it
French in
that
there.
way. I didn't even. she,
So
she,
but I'm a shout out to her and all those other wonderful women, and they were playing a really good game. They were physical, and I was like, oh, I thought somebody was gonna fight. Any point, I'm thinking they just in each other. Then
it
I
was a
watched
tough
my
ball
American
game.
women.
It was a tough ball
Yeah,
game though.
then I watched.
I wasn't expecting it to be 25-25 at halftime. So, real,
No,
I'm gonna give respect to France, and all of their players do not play over here. They only have so many WNBA
nope.
players on their team, which is
That's
definitely a
really.
shout out to them, and how people are coming up to our same level. It isn't just us as dominating everywhere. So, uh, but they pulled it out. I thought it was gonna go to overtime, but that foot was on the other side of the line. You know what I mean? So I felt absolutely heartbroken. I was heartbroken for her. I was to an extent, just because I would have loved to seen overtime and see how it went a little. But I was glad to get the goal and get out of there. Shit.
Wasn't heartbroken for her at all, because and that's not a bad thing,
You don't like
because she
UConn,
did
do you?
exact.
I don't
Well,
either.
no,
But
but she did exactly what she's supposed to do. She got that ball. She looked at that clock and she put up a shot. Now she couldn't control. She couldn't look at the floor where she was at and look at the shot at the same
I
time.
mean, she
It wouldn't
could.
happen. Yeah, but the
I know
shot
it
wouldn't go
wasn't
in.
enough time. She did what she could. It was just unfortunate her foot.
And like I
It was
said,
just unfortunate.
shout out to the women, and they stepped in the game. We had the Coppers that came in the game and
Yeah.
represented. We had Plum came in and played a little defense and got them a little
Well, I was
tough in
very
there.
Plum was a big game changer, and that's only because
Hmm.
Sabrina Nescu, she had like she couldn't dribble today. I didn't
She did
understand.
have a couple of great assists though. She
She did
did.
have a couple great assists, but for the most part, she really wasn't contributing. She was turning the ball over. I was just a little shocked. So every time they would take her back out and put in, Plum. Plum could contribute a little bit more, get the ball up the court. She was having a hard time getting the ball up the court for a minute. They was hounding her, which I was kind of shocked because Sabrina's usually, I think she's left-handed, I believe. So either
And
way,
Plum's a
she just
pest.
yeah, Plum's a peasant and Plum can shoot. So
Exactly.
it was a good
And
trade. They had what they had to do. But I actually was a little bit shocked with Asia. Now she played her heart out, but she missed so many shots. But it was it was the championship game, goal game. But shout out to her. I think she had a few double, triple doubles. She was a beast. But today she did miss a
when
lot. I
he,
think she could have had a lot more points today. A lot more.
I think they all left a lot of points on that floor because they missed a lot of easy layups. I did, but I
They
thought
did.
they were in that between. Are they going to get fouled? Are they going or not? And they didn't call it. And some of those things were good. But Asia did still get her 20 plus and
Yeah.
10 plus rebounds, and she made some game changing blocks on the defensive end
Oh yeah,
to get
she
the
came in
offense.
clutch. She came in clutch.
She, she came in
She
clutches
did.
and blocks. So that I listen, best player in the world. Right now, we're watching the greatest women's basketball player in the world at this moment. There's no
Yes.
question about it. We can sit back and we better sit back and appreciate it because this happens every 10,
So
15,
often.
20 years. We get that. So, and on a side note, because of this, and I just saw this before we came on. Mitchell and Ness, because of the greatness of these women,
Mm-hmm.
are now bringing the throwback USA women's basketball jerseys. Are selling them now. So now they're selling the
I,
new ones. So you can get you a Dawn Staley, you can get you a Lisa Leslie, you can get all of those now. USA basketball. They shout out to Mitchell and Ness for bringing that back
man.
for them.
Send that
So,
link so we can make sure we post that. Because I got a lot of WNBA good old fans out here, and I need to look into that. But I need that link, so we'll drop that when we post this video a little bit later. But no, Asia, she's a beast. I think she's gonna be WNBA Player of the Year when it's all said and done. I think she's gonna be Finals MVP because they're probably going to go to the finals. So we're gonna see how it goes. They're about to hit the other half of their season when they come back um, from
and
Paris.
I
So
think it starts on the 16th. I think we
yep,
had a question last week when I think it starts on the
it's
16th. So
16.
that's
So
they get it.
August
They get
16.
5 days to take a deep breath and get back at
And then they play each other. Look, the same team every other day. Till
it. Boo, boo,
October.
boo.
Please, WNBA,
Exactly.
please, if you're watching, anybody send this to anybody that work for them, add some more damn teams, please. Um, but yes, this chick right here. If you didn't know her, now you do. If you didn't watch today, get some highlights. You're gonna know who this chick is. Miss Kalia Copper. I don't know. If I want to say Cooper. Kalia Copper. I think she's from
Copper.
Rutgers. I believe she went to Rutgers. Ah,
Hmm.
man, this girl right here. Without her today, there's no way we would have won a gold medal. We would have been silver. Um, period, point blank. Um, shout out to her. She balled her. When I tell you she was at the red, anybody in Lincoln County, she was over at Betty G. Ross. That's what she was. I don't know where y'all played at, Torrance, down in Columbia, South Carolina.
P Center. We was right at the P. The people rapping. We had the P Center running right now, inside and
P Center,
outside, both.
Betty G. Ross, inside or outside court, don't even matter. She ran it, run it. She ran it today. She acted like she was on the courts, at the rec center, but she did it outstanding today. She came up with a lot of clutch buckets, being able to penetrate, taking it downhill when a lot of other people were not. I don't know what happened with what's old girl with the ponytail.
Lloyd.
No, the white chick. What's her name?
Um,
Brianna Stewart.
Stewart.
I don't know. She didn't come in clutch at the end, but she did what she had to do throughout the Olympics. But I didn't see her best game today. I don't know. I don't know. But she
I
didn't
don't
play
think
her best
she's.
game.
I don't think she's physical. Bree is a great
Mm.
player, but she's slight a little bit, and I think that was knocking her off her base a little bit.
She
I'm
was
going to say
a
that.
she was a she's not even she wasn't even a Rebecca Lobo. She isn't physical. She like to shoot. She'd rather
She
shoot
can
than
shoot.
come inside. But her size and her be able to dribble and ball handle skills, she can take people off the dribble. So, but I don't think that's her game. What she like to do.
But the Copper girl,
Man,
I'm going to be first. I love women's basketball. I'm living through it. And I remembered her name, but I could not remember why she would make this team over some other people that made this team. Then I sat back and what you do a little research and realize she was a Finals MVP. She won a championship in Chicago. When y'all
exactly.
were thinking about the legend in Chicago at the time,
It was when
from
nobody
Tennessee.
was watching the W. That's why they
Yeah,
don't understand it. They
and
weren't
and
watching the
she
W.
she put on a show. And today they needed some street ball. If y'all gonna be physical with me, I'm gonna show how we used to do it outside. So you gonna
Exactly.
foul me, I'm gonna take you. You gonna pressure me. You can't handle me 1-on-1, and I'm gonna play some defense. I'm gonna snatch it from you. That's what she did, and that's what they needed. And she was that fresh that breath of fresh air that they needed to get over the top. And everybody's going to know her name going back in the second half of the season. Everybody will be paying attention to that young lady
Yeah.
right now because of what she did. And it wasn't, as you said, if it wasn't for her,
They wouldn't
everybody
have
in this
gold.
country would be sitting there like we'd have had a silver medal right now, trying to figure out
Man.
how we lost after 56 or 58 or whatever the streak is
Man,
games in a
it
row.
would have
How we
set the
just lost that.
W all the way back. We trying to promote the WNBA, and then we have the best league. That's what we're promoting, and then we go over here and, and lose at the biggest stage. So we would have lost that
Right.
credibility just a little bit while we're trying to build the W in our country. So I'm very glad we won for that reason, and then we need we are the best, so we did win. So kudos
Did
to
what we had to do.
Kalia. Yeah, we did. We had to do. I know they are partying or doing whatever they can tonight to be safe.
And another conversation we're gonna have. There's people like Jewel Lloyd who didn't play 1 minute today. There's some players on that women's team that was sitting on that bench to go get that zero that we're gonna have to talk about too. That must be the
Exactly.
future of the Olympics coming up because there was some people just kind of sitting there like, "Yeah, thank you for the
But
goal. I'll be right
but
here."
I but the thing
So
is, the people that did play, we can at least account for a little bit more. I think it's a better story as to why they're sitting on the bench opposed to the men's side. Like, really, why the hell are you sitting? Tatum,
true, true.
like go figure. Did he have some bad practice? Did he piss you off, Kurt? I know we're not in the same conference, but you can't be the coach and don't want nobody from the Eastern Conference to play. I don't know. I'm just joking, but
Listen,
but they have to
it,
put their
listen,
time in. I know they can sit. You're right, Tasha. Shout out to the extra point. They were actually my inspiration on building this podcast. They come on 9 a.m. on Saturday mornings. Y'all check them out. The extra point. Tasha Sizzle. Appreciate you joining us. She told me she gonna give me 15 minutes. It was too late. So I'm glad you joined. And you actually up late. So I appreciate that. I appreciate it. But shout out to the USA women's eighth gold medal. Moving right along. We're gonna go talk about a little bit more gold. A little bit more gold. Let's see. Olympic gold. It's too many, so we're gonna start at the top, Tippy. That's what we gonna do. We're just gonna start at the
yes.
top. All right, so we got this good old 4x100 relay. The women did their thing. Did you get to catch it? I know you saw it. I know you guys saw it. Man.
Excuse me. Who was the lead runner on that 4x100?
Was it Little Shamir? Was it Little? I think her name is Little, something last name Little, I
No,
believe.
her name. I think her name was Melissa Jefferson. That four by
I
one
don't know.
hundred from
Oh,
shout
my
out from
bad.
Georgetown,
Oh
South
God.
Carolina, baby.
My bad. My bad.
Come
My
on,
bad.
you
I
know,
don't even know how I
you
messed
know I
that up.
saw
I'm
it.
so sorry. That's
You know,
hometown
you
for
had
him. I'm
Melissa. You
sorry.
had
No disrespect to Georgetown, South
thank you,
Carolina. My bad.
appreciate that. You
My
had
bad.
TT run her thing, and then Gabby just was like, and then you got Shakira. I'm gonna bow down to that queen because if you're running to somebody and you coming back on somebody and you pass them and you start looking at them as you run into the finish line, oh my god, you just kind
Road
of
runner
look at
though,
them like,
and I
I
honestly,
got you.
I had that picture. I don't know why I didn't load it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna have to load that next week just to throw it up in the middle. Boom, y'all remember that? Yeah, that was that
Wow.
kind of picture. Like, bitch, why are you beside me? That's how she looked up. Girl, please.
She got,
That
you're
was
like,
hilarious.
y'all thought y'all were gonna beat me? Is that what y'all doing?
Man, that was a pretty
So,
epic. I was a little I was wondering about Gabby a little bit just because she runs a 200. I wasn't concerned about her, but I'm not a track and field person like that. Did a little thing in high
mhm.
school, no medals, and then but I'm. I just was a little worried about that because she runs a 200. But oh my god, these girls, that was ridiculous. It was raining. I actually saw a TikTok where they were practicing backstage with a water bottle, an empty water bottle. They was practicing the baton with a water bottle. So uh, they did awesome. Really ain't much you can say about that. Them girls did their
Nope.
thing.
Listen, every moment I was like, represent Georgetown in the house. That's right. My fault. Sorry. I'm
Yeah,
a homer.
so
That's what I
but
do.
shout out to the 4x100 relay. These women they won gold as expected. But kudos to them. Next up, we had a lot of gold. These relays, y'all. I know the topic does say Olympic gold. We might have to say Olympic no for this next one. I don't know what happened. I had to throw them in here. I'm sorry. I wasn't gonna make a whole nother lineup for them, but I did want to throw them in. This is so disappointing. Yeah, y'all tired. Everybody on here, I'm tired of it. It's been my whole life. Now I was so young when Carl Lewis and them ran. I was young. I remember it. Because my brothers they ran track. Everybody in my house we watched it. We watched the Olympics, so I do remember Carl Lewis. Things like that from my older siblings watching it. But I think that was it. I don't know what's going on with them and this baton. Why we can't get exchanges right? Torrance, you can have it because I'm over it.
It, it has been. If we're talking about the 4x100
The
and the
four by
men,
one
it
hundred
has been the
men relay.
last what 2 or 3 Olympics. For some reason, that baton bothers them. For some reason, passing that baton has become a major issue for the men. Listen, I don't remember the last time we even finished
No.
the race, so I can say, okay, Jamaica beat us, or the Great Britain beat us, and we just didn't do such and such. It was we're beating ourselves. But the problem with that, in my mind, is that one dude who drops it, I feel so bad for him because I don't know how to feel. I'm feeling disappointed. I want to have sympathy for him because people all over the world are looking at him or whoever
Exactly.
it was at that one drop that's like, ugh. And I don't know what they're going to do to get that. Maybe they need to put some crazy glue on that baton. They got to put some stickum from
I'm
back in the
over
day
it.
on that thing.
I'm
I
over it.
don't know how you fix that problem
We
unless you
need
have a national team
they
that's
need a
good. You
baton
practice
camp.
that all the time. You know,
Baton camp. I'm all for sending folk to camp to get their shit together. Baton camp. They
but
gotta before we go to LA, they bet if they
breathe.
lose this in LA and drop a baton, do you understand? I think the Crips, the Bloods, everybody coming out the woodwork. They coming out of Compton. They, this can't happen. This is our race. 100, whether it's the 100-meter dash or the 4x1. That's just something that we're supposed to do. We're supposed to be the fastest person in the world. We usually have the fastest. Jamaica jump in and throw us off track a little bit every
Okay.
now and again. But this is one of our races we hold true to us, and for us to completely suck year after year, I'm over
But
it, and I'm hoping to get it right for LA.
but I'm gonna be fair. This is one of those things that you don't practice during your season because track is such an individual sport. So this
It
is
is.
only every 4 years now that you got to do this and then put this together. Now I don't know how
Okay.
other countries do it.
And so that's what I'm about to say. You know how many teams are here for this? How many teams you see dropping? Tell me. I'll
Us,
wait.
us,
But we keep doing. It's
just
a
us.
curse. Who put the curse on us? What did you do? I don't know. But I hopefully they get this right because it's ridiculous. So um,
We will. We will. We'll get it together.
I'm
So
praying. I'm praying. But we're done with them. But 2028, bless their heart.
2028 will be great. Just remember that.
2028 will be great. But we're gonna move right on to some more winners of gold medals. This is the 4x400 relay. Man, listen, Gabby's number two. I don't know, three, whatever she got. That right there, they did their thing. It wasn't.
Um,
You couldn't even see the other person in the frame. You couldn't see no one in the frame. No one.
what was her name? The one who won the 4x400 the hurdles. The one that ran the third leg. What was her?
I don't
Uh,
know her name.
um,
There she go.
she the queen.
Yeah.
No disrespect to her. She got that baton and she ran like the police was behind her.
Right.
That's our expression. The police was behind her because she took off, and you were right. There was nobody. Had to widen the camera to get somebody in there. I know her from her hurdles, and I didn't know she had that speed
Yeah,
because
it was crazy.
from her, you got to slow down and hurdle. Boom, 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 boom. That was just open speed, and she took off. Boom,
Gone.
and I was
Was
like,
gone.
this thing is over. They had to start talking about who gonna come in second or third because there was no way in the world anybody could even get close. They said they could have sat down for 5 seconds and still won. They could have sat down and
Sit,
be like
just sat
this
down and chill there like they were y'all coming y'all. This way, this way.
and still won. I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like, I was so impressed with that. I'm
Ridiculous.
like, that's it. That's it. And Gabby Thomas, she's sneaking around and listen, becoming the queen of the Olympics. You saw
Okay,
she
Miss
had like
Harvard,
three gold medals. She
Miss
had three gold
Harvard.
medals in different disciplines that you didn't think she was gonna do. 100 to 200 to 400
I mean, it's nothing
and
she can't do.
go.
And they're so
Man,
young. All of them are so young that it's we got a lot we got a lot more medals to get. Let's say that. But moving right on along, the men we'll give them their kudos as well. We're gonna give the 4x4 relay their kudos as well. Congratulations to them. They did really well. The dude. I hope this is his last Olympics. Now he busted his
which
tail.
one?
The second one, the second dude, light skin. He did his thing now. Because honestly, just to move a little ahead, give Quincy his little shout out. He ran in the semifinals. Okay, so we're gonna flip back. He had to make up all the ground that Quincy gave up. I was so happy to see him run. I really was, and I think that we were so fast. We knew that we was gonna win. That he had that. They had that chance to give him that chance. So he did what he could. He's 16, promising future. I thought he was awesome. The youngest to do it at 16 years old. His leg was a little rough, but he got on around there. But shout out to him, the youngest Olympian. That kind of stage I could have
Well,
never
listen.
survived on at 16.
So imagine this: when you get back to school and the teacher asks you to write that report of what you did this summer, this dude said, "I won an Olympic gold medal."
His mama
That's
better
what I
put
get. That's
his mama better put a track on him. She need to put one of them little trackers in his book bag because the girl's gonna be all over
yes.
him, and she better make sure he stay on the straight and narrow. Because honestly, at 16, it's so vulnerable of a stage, it could go right, left, or straight. With him,
I
far
strongly
as
agree.
how he's gonna mature and take this stage in his life and be humble, not go rogue. So I'm praying, he has great parents. Seem like, and he'll stay on the right track, but we'll see.
I agree. I think he will stay on the right track, and he is the future of that sport. At 16, that means he has at least one, two, three more Olympics in him.
Man, if not more than that, he's young,
You know,
so
you know, and
so
in
yeah.
three more Olympics, he's still only gonna be 28.
That's why I
So that's
said maybe
12
a
years.
few more. It just depends on how he do. We're gonna see. But shout out to little Wilson, little Quincy.
Mr. Wilson,
Mr.
represent.
Wilson.
Much
And
respect,
of
sir.
course, I gotta give my respects to Dallas's own. Like I said earlier in the show, she got that silver. She didn't get to come in and do her warm ups. I don't know if that had something to do. What's up, Paris, with that?
I think so.
I
I
think it
think that
does. I think it did.
when because not only did they not get to do the warm ups, they had to walk another mile around and to get in there. So now that
Exactly.
takes energy and strength out your legs, and
Well,
to
why
do
was
all
she
that
not
and
staying in the
still,
village is the question. They said there was only a couple people not staying in the village. If you were in the village, you had access. There's something with her not staying in the village.
I think it was they moved, and I think I heard an interview by Melissa late last night on NBC. They moved out the village for peace of mind because the village could get crazy, and
Yeah, okay.
before your races, you want your so you move out the village to get your peace, to get yourself ready for your races, to come back in. I can see that, but they changed the rule in the middle of that. They
Got
changed it that
it.
you can't come in because nobody knew that part. How's that fair?
Got it.
So,
That makes sense. So I was wondering what happened, but nonetheless, we will take silver. That chick from, what was it, Tobago? Where was she from? That one.
which country was
We
that? I don't
wasn't. We
remember which
was
country.
not. I think she won the first gold medal like ever for her country. So
Her country,
I can't
yes.
remember what country it was. I hate that I can't remember. I'm having a blank. I can see it like a light blue teal. I don't remember, but I feel like it was Tobago. No, it wasn't Tobago. I don't know what come to me, but shout out to her. Um, Shakari. I think she now on this world stage. This was her first time. She sees you can brag and boast, but it get real when you get there. Okay, it get real.
Yes, it
So
gets real. You
and I think
better
she
be
handled
strapped
herself
and ready to
very
go.
well. She handled herself very well. I was proud of her. No incident. She ain't wearing no colored hair, nothing. She did good. I was appreciative of that. So I'm telling you, it's gonna be a lot of gold in LA. There's gonna be a lot of gold in
Mm,
LA. And
that's
last
right.
but not least, Miss Gabby, go ahead and give her kudos to her own 200 gold medal. That's all by
200,
herself.
4x400. 4x100. She was on all three of those teams, and
Harvard.
she won gold.
I keep saying
Harvard.
that. Harvard.
She she works in the medical field, got a doctorate, lived down in Houston. I'm like, for real. What
Man,
can we not
listen.
say about her?
It's
Man, I
nothing.
mean,
Nothing you
and
can't
she a
say.
baddie. And she cute. You know what I'm saying? So you be mad at
Beautiful.
that's the one you
Beautiful
be
black
mad at. Be like,
woman.
you got everything. Shut up. Like I'm like, get away
Beautiful
from me,
black
girl. You got,
queen. So
you
I
know what I'm
mean,
saying?
it's no way that you can hate on that. But
No.
I have to give this next person his own little. I have to give him his own little thing because I was just wondering how you guys feel about this man right here. This man right here, Mr. Noah Lyles. I but
Okay.
first, I'm gonna give him his
Please.
kudos. First, I'm gonna give him his kudos on his 100 meter gold medal. I do. I give him that. I will. I have no problems with giving him those kudos. But I'm just trying to figure out: are we embarrassed or not? Did you see him run out that tunnel? Did you see him run out that tunnel before the game? I get it. No, I don't want no one who's watching this to think that I am throwing out that he had COVID. I think he did. And he ain't got no reason to lie. We most of us have had COVID. If you didn't, bless your heart. Um, but this COVID makes you feel a certain kind of way, and everybody's different. But the way he came out and he ran, and I had seen like 2 days earlier. I'm like, Randy, why he got a mask on? Every time they was showing backstage, he would have a mask on. And I noticed it like 2 days earlier. So I was already on it just from seeing the little clips. Like, why does he have one on? I noticed. I'm like, that dude must have COVID. So, for him to run out the way he did, explode, giving all his kudos, everybody getting hype, and then he ran, you fell out because you didn't win. Now, and COVID will do that to you. Maybe he took too much energy and he fell out. I can imagine that happening. But my biggest question is what if he won? Would he have still fell out? Would those same effects would have happened? Noah is a anything for clout type of guy to me.
Well, I think he would have fell out the same way because I think if he truly had COVID, which I don't doubt, because yeah,
I think he
I've
did.
been there too. Um, he would have still fallen out. He just fell out and been right there and like, take me, get my gold medal when I'm laying on this ground. That's exactly what that was going to be. Now, the disappointing part of it all is we didn't get to see him healthy, and we know if he was healthy, the 200 is his race. Is his race. The 100 was luck. I believe the
Exactly.
100 was luck for him.
Right.
Congratulations.
That the Lord was on his side. Cause
Congratulations.
that
But
photo finish.
that 200 was his. But think about it this way, Farrah. Yeah, he laid out. He was done and had COVID. But you had COVID and you still got the bronze medal. Look how many people you beat sick. I mean, for real. For real.
I mean, I'm
These
giving.
people are
I
healthy
promise
and
you,
you beat these people
he
sick.
did. He beat him sick. And anybody who had COVID, I give him kudos. I'm not saying he did not. It's just that sometimes it's almost like with Noah. He could have not felt as bad. Still had COVID, but because he lost, he had to use that as an excuse because he didn't win. That's my point. I don't know. So for debate, just our take. You know what I mean? But I personally, just
Yeah.
the way he presented himself, that could be a possibility.
Take the L, run off the track, take the L, and say behind that camera and say didn't fall out. I took the L, I lost, and we're good.
Exactly.
But again, one of the greatest athletes in the world, he still won his gold medal. He's still good to go. He'll be back. I think he's coming back in 2028, so we'll see him
Oh
again.
man. Oh, he's about to cut a fool in L.A. Oh, you think he had them little beads in his head this time? Oh, I don't know what's gonna go down in 4 years. Who knows? But we will see no Lyles back on the track. I'm pretty sure of
Yes.
that. And so I know we're a little over time, so we're gonna keep it right on along. Keep it moving. We're gonna move on over to Miss Jordan Childs. Can y'all believe? If you didn't know, um, they took her medal. I'm just distraught. I'm distraught. I don't know.
Let's
I
let's
mean,
set
I
this up.
get it. Listen,
Let's
what
set
you
this
gotta
up.
say?
Several weeks, well, a week or two ago, she was in fifth place.
Okay.
Um, her coaches protested or whatever they did because she did a move that they didn't give her points for.
Okay.
So made sense. So when they went back and they looked at it and gave her points for her for the move,
For
she
what she
jumped into
did.
third place and got the bronze.
Exactly.
I get it.
They kept
Now,
pouting and whining and crying.
yes. So now after that happened, the Romanian team were
Said,
protesting that happened.
damn
For the
that,
last
damn
week or
that.
so, they were protesting. Okay, you protesting. But at that point, they didn't do anything. The Americans didn't do anything wrong. All they did was say you didn't count this. She got it, and I understand the mental health of that young lady from Romania because she was already celebrating with her flag, and she was great with that. And she was like, "Yes, I got my bronze." And all of a sudden, they snatched it, and she broke. Okay. So now you come back yesterday and want to take the young lady's medal because now you saying that uh, your coaches did their protest at a minute and 4 seconds, and you got to do it within a minute. 4 seconds you want to take it, and then give the other young ladies the bronze medal, and then drop the young other Miss Childs back to fifth. Now, they also said that she doesn't really have to give her a gold medal, but she's already out. I mean bronze medal. She's already out the country. They don't know if they even gonna ask her to give it back. If you gave the Romanian girl hers because y'all worry about mental health and this is fair and that's fair, what do you think is happening with Jordan? You are taking something away from her. She closed her all her social media down for her mental health because how embarrassing that's for her. She didn't do
Because
anything
she did
wrong.
everything
Why are y'all
right. She
taking something away?
deserved to win. You're talking about
She
4 seconds.
deserved the win.
I, I'm
So,
I'm just over
so
it,
my thing is,
It was three
give
women.
everybody a bronze. Give all three of them the bronze and move on from it.
It
If
could have.
that's the case.
I could see that, giving both bras, but it wasn't truly a tie. You know what I mean? That only happens in the event of a tie, and it really wasn't a tie. I just think that is wrong. I think that country fault. I've seen even where people were saying that there was no way they was going to leave three black women on that stage. I've seen that. I'm not going to open that Pandora's box. Think how you feel how you think, but that's an option as well. Just because of how relations are in the world today, we have to be honest, but I'm not going to pull no race card. I'm just saying what I saw. I've seen where, that was one of the arguments as well. And I think she needs to take her social media down. She needs time to herself because the internet
Yeah.
is evil, okay? So I'm
Yes.
glad she's getting off quickly. And because there's nothing she can really do about it at this point. And you know how we do. She ain't about to fight this. They ain't about. We ain't about to do this. So she's going to take her own time. Hopefully, she's gonna come back, hit LA like a storm, and we ain't got to worry about no time or anything. And
Right.
she'll do what she got to do in 2028.
There
She'll
you
do what she
go.
got to do.
So shout out to Miss Childs, and we're with you
Uh,
either way. Don't worry
I know
about it.
y'all pray for that girl because that's got to be hard. So.
It's hard.
We're coming almost to the end of our show. So I definitely, of course, you guys know I definitely always want to shout out our small businesses. This week I do want to shout out. Let's see. I don't know if you ever been there before, but this is one of the best places in Dallas. It is called the Cake Bar. The cake bar is absolutely delicious. Do you understand me? So the cake bar, one of my coworkers put me on it last Thanksgiving. It's a black owned. It is a black owned small little cake bakery. Actually, they just opened this actual Dallas location in Dallas. I actually went to it in Trinity Mills. You ever been down in Trinity Grove? They got a big food eatery down there with a lot
Yeah.
of different places to eat. Yeah, I'm a foodie. I'm going wherever food is. But I was told about them, and the biggest thing was they have a vending machine outside of the bakery. And I'm talking about fresh too. So and it's always out most of the time because people can come out and buy cake by the slice, and it's a vending machine in front of it. So if they're closed, um, you can get whole cakes. You can get cake by the slice, and it's pretty cheap. And like I said, it's black owned. I went Thanksgiving. I brought two or three cakes for Thanksgiving instead of baking this year. Last Thanksgiving, and they did pre-orders. The
Okay.
holidays are coming up. I literally drove down there. It had a little line, but it was really organized on how you order online and come and pick it up. So, you guys take a look. Cake Bar, there's one in Trinity Grove, Trinity Mills down that way somewhere. I think y'all know people who are more acquainted with Dallas. And then we have this Dallas location. They have this Dallas location. So just wanted to shout them out. Cake Bars, black owned, an older couple. I did meet them last year. Very, very nice couple. But these cakes are really ridiculous. If you're in Greensboro, North Carolina, Maxie B's. If you know about Maxie B's, over in that Greensboro, they right next door to them. That's the next
Wow.
best thing. So, wanted to shout them out. Cake Bar, Dallas, Texas. Support your
Well,
small
I'm
business.
headed that direction. I'm gonna head that
And
direction.
they can
It's
do
gonna
by the
happen.
slice, Torrance. All y'all can go down there. Your daughter can get what she want. You can get what you want. They got cookies, breads. Man, listen. Go support them. I'm trying to tell you.
Definitely gonna
Buy the
try.
slice. Buy the slice. But we're gonna take us on out, as we normally do with some good old news. We just simply can't use. I actually wanted to go back a little bit. Our first episode. When we first introduced News You Can Lose, I think anybody who watched our first episode, we actually talked about Snoop Dogg. And why was he over at the Olympics? Wow, just wow. So I wanted to get an update on Snoop Dogg. Okay, we need a Snoop Dogg update. How do you think he did this year for the
Okay,
Olympics?
update wise, Snoop was everywhere. I didn't know what it was going to be as we saw the first episode we talked about. I didn't know what it was going to be, but Snoop was absolutely everywhere. And you know what? Everybody loves Snoop Dogg. Wherever he
Everybody.
was, everybody was happy that he was there. And you know what? I'm going to shout it out now. Of course, we also know NBC did that because he's going to be on The Voice, and they're selling that when he's going to do
Exactly.
that, and he's going to be there, and they want to represent. And now
In
Snoop comes
LA. He'll
from
be back. He'll be back in LA.
and it. Did you see the closing ceremonies where him and Dre did a concert out on the beach in LA today?
Exactly.
Listen, listen, Snoop, thumbs up. That's all I'm gonna say. Every time he was on there, I was happy. When he was in the back of the bus with the basketball team, when he was in the pool with Michael Phelps, when he
He
was
did
sitting there
everything.
equestrian with Martha Stewart, I'm sitting there like, Snoop, what you doing? I'm just enjoying every minute. When he's
I
sitting there wearing his
did.
Age of Us t-shirt, he's standing there watching basketball.
He
He's
was
sitting there. Snoop was
everywhere.
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 So
I saw
we need
somewhere
that.
where
We
they
needed that.
said we did. He was like the MC. He was like the MC of the fucking Olympics. But I did see somewhere now whether it was true information. I didn't vet it, fact check it, but I saw where he was getting paid like 500,000 a day to do this. I can imagine it, but I don't know if that dollar amount is true. But I know he's going to be in LA. We might have some Compton relays. We might have the Compton Olympics. I'm trying to tell you, Snoop is gonna go. You best believe he's gonna do this in LA. If he went to Paris to do this, he's gonna do it here, and it's gonna be on another level. And I can't imagine. I think he's going to bring in the community. You know, good tributes back to the greats. I hope. I just can't imagine what he's gonna do in his own hometown. I'm trying to tell you, I'm waiting on the Compton Olympics. They gonna be out there getting that. I'm trying to tell you.
Compton
So
Olympic.
the
Now,
Compton Olympics.
now to jump off that to the Compton Olympics was, I think, our last subject coming to that. Is a wonderful life of breakdancing? Is
Oh
that
my
what that was
goodness,
called?
man! Listen,
Is that
I
what that
don't.
was called?
That's what it was called. I really didn't. I should have got some video. I had some video footage. I should have put up here, but I think all of y'all have seen it. Just go to YouTube, TikTok, wherever you want to go. This lady from Australia. Breakdancing, first off, I told y'all 2 weeks ago that this was like my favorite thing. This was what I was looking forward to. This was the new one that they added. I was ready, I'm trying to see. But this was absolutely ridiculous. I know I could have won gold. I could have won gold. But I thought it was ridiculous. But the chick from Australia is really what set everybody off. I really don't know how she made it over there. I got to look her up. I'm sure she's going to be on Jimmy Fallon. She's going to be everywhere because she has just tore the internet apart. So, what is your take on this news you cannot freaking use?
First, first she tricked that country to pay for her trip to Paris. I don't know what. I don't know how. She was the only one from Australia. If you, that's it. Now I did
Nobody.
read she had some type of PhD in movement and something, and doctorate, a degree in that. I can't. I don't want to speak intentionally about that because I don't. But I, I don't know what that was.
I don't
That
either.
was embarrassing enough for me to say, okay, I have to turn the station because I don't. If they go to take away our dancing history, because we breakdancing was us back in the late 70s, early 80s, that type of thing. And another thing is, did we see anybody who might have looked like me who did one part of breakdancing in this whole Olympic thing?
They had a guy that was from France that looked like he may have practiced on the cardboard box. I was
Okay,
I was watching, my partners over at the Extra Point, and they was talking about this Saturday morning as well. And I'm gonna have to agree with Tasha. She was on here earlier. She said ozone them are mad. Ozone is bad. When she said that the other day on the show, I about holler. Do you understand me? Ozone is mad. They had somebody up in New York that they could get off for some cardboard boxes back there spinning and send them over to the Olympics.
something.
So shout out to T
Somebody.
Sizzle because I only had nothing to add to it. Uh, it was horrible, and I was looking forward to it. But thank God it was only voted in for 1 year. It will not make it to LA. It will not make it to LA. It's not going to be in
How do
2028.
you, how do you not have it in LA where we can have the Crips and the Bloods Crip walking
No,
across
leave it
the
alone. Leave it alone. The gladiators. I'm a 300 type people going on back to gladiators 300 all of them
Yeah,
the Coliseum. If you really look up the Olympics and where it started, it really is back in the medieval time, things of that nature. And it is certain sports. I know we've evolved from throwing knives at each other and killing you, and you won. Uh,
true,
we've
true.
come a long way from that, but I want to keep it in the sports. Hopefully they don't keep going too far fetched and bringing in crazy stuff. I saw the wall climbing, rock climbing. That was a little different. It was better than breakdancing, but
True,
it was better than breakdancing.
true.
But breakdancing broke my heart, and that's my last
Well,
take on that.
and we don't have to worry about it anymore. Ever seen it ever again. So that's my last take on that. So we're good.
Ever have to worry about it again. So, guys, thank you guys. I know we went over a little bit on time this week. Wanted to cover these Olympics. We will be back this Saturday coming. We will be on at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. Central, 11 Eastern. Next Saturday. I don't know the date. Hey, I don't know. It's getting late. This Saturday coming up. What's the date? Was that the 16th?
17.
17th. August
Seven,
17th.
seven, 17.
Oh man, that's my nephew's birthday, August 17th. Shout out to Jordan there, little George, his birthday. My nephew. You remember I used to have his picture up of him this all during time.
Indeed.
My
Yes.
little
Happy
homie.
birthday, sir.
Yeah, he getting old, getting old. I ain't gonna shout his name, his age out. He might get mad. But anyway, thank you guys for joining late night edition of the Olympics here with our take. We will see you guys next weekend. Y'all have a great week. And always, 10 4.